success meets psychology in Paulina's way. Strengthen your mindset every week. Success story every Wednesday. Traders who broke through their limits. Psychology session every Friday. Join now. Hit the bell.
Welcome traders to another success stories at FundingPips. And today's guest is a very special guest. It's Samuel, who had been our trader for over 2 years. He had earned 72,000 to be exact in rewards. And we are really, really happy to be hosting you here. Traders, stay around because we have a giveaway. We will give you 250K challenge accounts, and we will tell you later what to do in order to participate. Now, Samuel, I don't want to say too much in the intro because I want for your story to come from you. You know it best, and I want you to convey the message your way. So let's start from the beginning. Why trading? How did you choose trading?
Thank you so much. Team for having me around, and in a journey, definitely a big journey. And I came to find trading. By nature, I'm a very ambitious and enthusiast. First thing, the thing that me to look into trading was I do love cars that I have always owned in my life are quite pricey, and of course, I really there's this car in specific, this Subaru STI that I really wanted from a very young age. And when I finished school and I started my internship, I remember looking online and asking, okay, if I'm being paid like this, how long will it take me?
Samuel, I'm sorry to interrupt.
For me to afford
your internet is lagging, so
and I saw that the time frame was so big, and I was like, yeah, I know I do, but to fund my dreams. Sure.
Samuel,
Give me a minute.
Yes, let's fix it
Can
up.
you hear me?
I don't want the audience to miss out on the details of your story. So let's see if we can fix that up and then move forward.
Okay, just give me a minute as I change the internet.
Okay. Okay, so guys, Samuel has dropped off for a second. We have him back. Let's try again. Maybe this one, this time is going to be better. But anyway, so let's start from the top. So tell us your story. All I know is that you like cars so far, and perhaps that has pushed you towards trading. But how did you find out about trading in the first place? What were you doing before you started trading? Talk to us about that very start of your trading journey.
Sure. I started trading in it was in late 2020, but that's when I stumbled into crypto. I had a friend who was doing cryptocurrency trading, and I got interested. I was like, so you do crypto, you do futures trading, he was at that time he was buying and holding, and I remember that was when also XRP and other cryptocurrencies were really pushing up. It was like, so if you invest this, it can go to a specific, and that is what intrigued me to start now crypto trading. I did crypto trading for around 3 years. Then after 3 years, late 2023, early 2023, that's when I did start Forex trading.
Okay, so then once you started Forex trading, when did you stumble across FundingPips?
Oh, I stumbled upon FundingPips late 2023 actually. This was when I was really tired of blowing accounts.
Okay.
I would have $200 accounts, $500 accounts, $1,000 accounts, and I'd find, yes, I would manage to flip it a couple um, times, maybe 2 times, 3 times, and maybe on the fourth time, I'd blow the whole amount. And it was all because of the ambition I had. I really wanted to make it big, so I really was an aggressive trader, and I ended up blowing a lot of personal
Okay.
accounts.
Define
So
aggressive, because I think a lot of traders who are watching right now are probably struggling with the same thing. The dreams are big, but impatience, leads us to reckless trading. So
yes,
define aggressive. I assume 1 minute time frame. I assume over trading. I assume
yes,
assets probably like gold.
yes,
Okay.
totally. Um, I remember that time I didn't even care about lot sizing. All I knew is
Mm,
that the bigger the lot, the more the money. And my risk management was off the window. I
of
remember
course.
I'd have maybe a $200 account or a $300 account, and I'd enter 0.1 lots on gold, which at some time I'd get lucky and I'd catch the move as it goes up. But in other times, it would burn me. And when it goes opposite of my direction,
Yeah.
I lose all of it. And I really trying to manage a small account is quite hard, very,
Hmm.
very hard. Because
Of
if you
course.
have even $1,000 account and you say that you're looking to trade with 1%, you'd find that 1% of $1,000 is only $10, right?
Yeah,
ten
of course.
dollars is with your risk to reward, even of 1:3, is only $30. $30 is something, yes, but now in accordance to what you really want from the markets, it's quite small. And that's when I started looking now into how I can get more capital. I
Okay.
researched online, and I was like, okay, what would I need to be funded? First of all, I was looking into funding, getting funded by banks or other people. And that's when I came to learn that, oh, there are companies which do fund you, now prop firms, which do fund you with their money or their demo money to trade.
Yeah.
So, and I was like, this is quite interesting. And when I
Yes.
looked into it late 2023, I decided to pull the trigger on early January 2024.
Amazing. Well,
Yeah.
your story is just to prove that sometimes account size is something very personal, because yes, if you trade too big, then you may overtrade and lose a lot. But also when you trade too
Yes.
small, that may have a huge impact on you as well, because it creates a lot of pressure in terms of the lot sizing and the kind of goals that you have for yourself. So it's really important to pick the right account size to your trading style, and also risk appetite and what you want to achieve in terms of your trading goals. And in terms of your trading goals, I think, you had a big ambition, right? So you wanted to, I know you already said that you wanted to facilitate the hobby of the cars, etc. I'm pretty sure that you also had, some goals of your own for yourself and your family when it comes to your
Family.
personal growth and looking after people that
True.
you love. So what was the mindset switch that you had experienced from being that aggressive trader, trading aggressively on $1,000 account, to then switching into the prop firms, sticking to rules, sticking to max drawdown, daily loss, picking on different account sizes. But then also you had to change your trading style. So what was that major shift that helped you do it? Because then, of course, once you joined Funding Pips, you had to become really sustainable. 72,000 in rewards is quite a significant amount. It's pretty much 2-year full-time salary for someone who works
Yes.
relentlessly 9 to 5. So talk
Yes.
to us about that.
Sure, sure. What really happened was after I got my first prop firm, I
Mhm.
remember I took it like my baby. I was like, okay, this I'm going to nurture it, and any income apart from the graphic that I was doing.
Samuel,
When
Samuel,
I
Samuel, we
switched,
we lost
sure.
you for Sam. we lost you for a few minutes, so could you start answering the question again, please? Thank you.
No problem. It's okay. Sorry for the internet issues.
No, it's okay.
So late 2023 was when I first looked into funding. And I remember when I first got the account, I really took it as a small baby, trying to nurture it so that I can pass the account. And I spent a lot of time trying to pass it, I think around 6 months to pass just phase one. And when I finished the phase one, I remember I got so excited and all the bad habits came back. And now I'm like, yo, I'm a step closer to getting funded. Let's do this. And I lost the phase two in less than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I remember it was a hellhole. So after that time, I was like, okay, let me put funding aside. Let me try and use my own money to try and trade again. And when I tried that, I lost even more. And I think it's when I lost or I got tired of losing, that is when it actually clicked. And I was like, I have to follow my rules. And if I don't follow my rules, I will continue losing more. So for me, it was more like the constant losing that I turned the losses into lessons. Yeah.
That's beautiful. It's usually the case when we get tired of ourselves as traders, because at the end of the day, it's a mirror of our behaviors, of our choices, and what we do in the market. But a lot of traders struggle with that realization. So you got tired of losing. How did you adapt your trading style? Again, a lot of traders are watching right now. They're in exactly the same position that you were before. So maybe what you are going to say right now is really going to change their trading trajectory.
Yes. So what I would advise traders right now is to play the long game.
Okay.
You might be happy, you might get the dopamine hits of making the big bucks right now, but all that matters is the long game. How long do you want to stay in the game? The vision is what will keep the road clear, and your consistency is what will take you to the ultimate goal. So just play the long game. Make sure that your risk management and psychology are your best friends. And once you have that in place, the strategy is just follow your risk management and psychology, because that is what really
beautiful.
starts.
What did you do to work on your mindset, and what did you do to improve your risk management? Because very often we say what traders should do, but it's really nice to always say how to do it. So someone who would be watching right now, struggling with the same thing, if you had to talk them through step-by-step process, what would you say to them?
Sure. For me, what really clicked for me that helped me with my risk management and psychology was planning it down to the ultimate goal. For example, if you have the goal, they say that a goal can come to fruition only when you have a plan to get there. So write the goal down, then write a plan. Let it be as mechanical as possible. Don't let your emotions get in the way. And how don't you let emotions get in the way? By having a clear, strict plan on how you're going to get where you're going. For example, if you're trading a certain account, you write the rules down. This is my daily drawdown. This is what I should risk in a day. So if this is what I should risk in a day, I need to take specific setups so that I can achieve this goal that I have written down. So for me, what really helped me was planning down to the T.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. And in terms of your psychology, did you do anything specific, or do you think actually the rules themselves supported your psychology?
Yeah, the rules themselves did support my psychology. I think also as traders, and this is why I really thank FundingPips and the prop firms as a general, is they put guardrails on so that you do not veer off, because it's so easy for one to be overtaken by emotions when you have an account. So the rules are what really became like the guardrail. Don't go here, don't pass here, turn right, turn left. And it really helped streamline the goal of going forward.
Absolutely.
So, and I also do read books. Yeah.
Please continue. I apologize.
It's okay. I also do read books sometimes, and also like having ways on how you can relieve your mind also does help with your psychology to making sure that you trade correctly.
Amazing. You know, I just wanted to read something out. That's why I interrupted you, because someone said in a chat,
Sure.
it's like checklist in an aeroplane. You know, the pilot goes through the checklist.
Yes.
And even though they may have been flying for 20 years and they have
Yes.
the experience of a lifetime, they will never skip the checklist. They will make sure everything is there, everything is checked, double checked, triple checked, you know, by the pilot, second pilot, etc. And that's exactly the same for us as traders, because very often, you know, we see traders improving because they do apply those rules, but then unfortunately, you know, the ego steps in and says, okay, now I've cracked the markets, but the markets have a beautiful way of humbling us. So actually just following that step-by-step guide is extremely important. All right, so that worked out beautifully for you, because then you started trading with us at FundingPips, and now you have $72,000 in rewards. I want to talk about that first reward, you know, that you saw or hit your bank account. Talk about that. Take us back into what it finally feels like to receive the first reward after failing relentlessly for years, and eventually it happens. What does that feel like, and what did that change for you?
Wow. It was one of the most amazing feelings, to be honest. I remember when I first, I took a few trades on the account, and I was like, okay, I won't trade anymore. Let me first check if this is true, that this amount can come to my account. And I waited a bit for like a week or so, and then I requested the payout. The payout came quite fast, I think less than 2 days. And when it finally hit my account, I was like, wait, this is real money that I made from the markets. I was like, wow. Remember my first payout was in Kenya shillings, in dollars. In Kenya shillings, that's around 1 million Kenya shillings. And I'm like, wow, this has finally hit my account. And all the hard work, all the losses, it all became full circle. I remember I cried for a bit. And crazy enough, later on, I just felt the certain urge to continue pushing because it had finally proved it had worked out. Yeah.
Amazing. I'm really happy for you. And could you share with the audience, how did you utilize that first reward? I hope you bought yourself something nice. It's always nice to, like, whatever we buy ourselves as traders from trading feels double meaningful, because we know how hard it is to get there. So what did you utilize that first reward? I mean, $8,000, that's quite a lot.
True. I remember when it first came, I was like, okay, I did a few checklists and was like, okay, I have this in the account, I do this. And I decided, okay, let me get this car to decide that truly this thing is real, that I can pay for the car and have everything to my name, and like, for real, this is mine. And that's what I did. And that car became like a motivation to continue even more. So for me, the first thing I did was, of course, I did spend it on my friend, on my family and my girlfriend, and also now invested a bit, and also now got the car, because I also bought more accounts with that money.
Amazing, incredible. I can see that you're best friends with checklists. Even when you received your payout, you were using a checklist and say, okay,
checklist.
Okay. I mean, that might be the secret to everything that we do, especially in trading. So tell us about your experience with FundingPips community, because, you know, sitting in front of the charts can be quite a lonely job, right? It's just you and the monitor, and you are going through turmoil of emotions, having to make a lot of different decisions as well. And at the end of the day, it's all on you. You don't have colleagues, you know, to ask for their opinion like you would do in a normal workplace. So how did you fulfill that gap of having community or like-minded individuals around you? Were you part of maybe FundingPips Discord, or were you connecting with people online, or did you actually do it just all by yourself?
Oh, okay. To be honest, I didn't use the community a lot. Here at home, I do have a couple of friends who we usually trade online with, and sometimes we do share insights. You're like, okay, what trades did you catch today? Because as you said, trading is a lonely game.
Yes,
So I
it
use
is.
more of my friends who we are together with. Yeah, I can't say I've used the FundingPips community, but from what I've checked, it's quite a strong community, and it is important
Yes.
to have community around you.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
for sure. It's always important not to sit with any trading stresses alone and to kind of share them with others, because there is a lot of pressure on our shoulders as traders.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
what's next for you? Because you already achieved great things at FundingPips, but what is next that you want to achieve with us? What are your goals? Are you more process driven and you think, do you know what, let me stick to the process and the results are going to take care of themselves? Or actually you have certain numbers in your mind?
Oh, amazing. I do, just like you said, I am process driven a lot, and the results do find themselves getting to me. My plan with FundingPips is to hopefully reach the milestone of even $100,000, probably this quarter, and even if possible, even get to $500,000 before the end of the year. And I know that's possible. Right now, I am working to get or be fully max allocated with FundingPips and also diversify. Yeah, so for now, my goal is to make sure that I am max funded. I have reached the milestone of $100,000, and now maybe after the 1 year mark, I make sure that I have reached $500,000.
I'm pretty sure you're going to
Yes.
get there. And I would like to add to the list that you're going to have an interview in our Dubai office in person with us when you reach now.
Amazing, sure.
Okay, so we have a deal, and let's let it happen this year.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, I want to talk about the lessons from trading, because I think, you know, with the amount of work that we had to put in terms of understanding the market, into ourselves, personal growth, I want to understand how did trading shape your life or shape you as a person?
Sure. There are a couple of lessons which I've learned from trading, to be honest. And one of them being discipline. Discipline is key.
Okay.
Also, because on the part of discipline, you find that if you're not disciplined, it's only you who's digging your own grave. So if you're disciplined, they say it's better the pain of discipline right now than the pain of regret later. So I
Yes.
usually push myself to be disciplined every day. And also, trading has really gotten me closer to God. There are times when the markets will just go against you and you're like, I am not cracking this. I am not cracking this. What's not happening? You backtest your strategy. You see, wow, it's working. You try and write everything down, and you're like, when you try and forward test it, it backs up. It literally just goes haywire. That is something that really got me closer to God, asking God to really guide me. And truly, I am a testament that it's by God's grace that I've gotten here. It's not by my power or anything, but by His grace. That it was like, yeah, you've really pushed in and put in the work. You can definitely go for more,
That's
and
really
it has
beautiful.
gotten me closer to God. Yes,
That's really beautiful. But you mentioned also discipline, right?
yes.
Now, how do you would define this? No, don't define discipline. What does discipline mean to you? Because of course, discipline on the charts is absolutely necessary. But do you practice any disciplined actions outside of the charts? Do you have any specific routines in your day that you obey by in order for you to perform well in the markets? Because I guess in trading, we are like athletes, right? Before a footballer goes onto a football pitch to actually play the match, they train and they stick to certain, you know, schedule, diet, practices, etc. And us as traders, we have to do exactly the same in order to be able to perform when we are under pressure or when the things are not working out. So what do you do to remain disciplined on the charts?
Wow. What I normally do is I make sure, for me, sleep is very important. And before I sleep, I do make sure that I backtest a lot. So you
Mm-hmm.
find I do have a routine that I have in my life, a certain time to wake up, a certain time to sleep, certain times that you're supposed to make sure that you're backtesting. Even if your strategy is working and you've been making bank, making sure that the times that you've put aside for
Yeah.
backtesting, you're doing so, because that is what discipline is to me. Discipline to me is you having the checklist, the routine that you've set, and keeping and making sure that you're doing it, you're doing it, you're doing it. Yeah, I do have a rule of thumb that if you miss it once, it's okay, but if you miss it twice, that's now where it's wrong. So for me, I always try to make sure that
Absolutely.
I I push every day to do the checklist.
So the sleep hygiene is the most important thing for you. So you are
Yes,
clear-minded and ready for the next day. Amazing.
100%.
Now, okay, now, guys, by the way, in the chat, it's your chance now to start asking questions. I'm going to pick a few. So start typing them in. Now, I have a last question from myself, which is what kind of advice would you give to somebody who is just starting on their trading journey and is considering getting an account with FundingPips?
Sure. Um, just one advice is stick to one strategy. I found that I lost a lot of time jumping from one strategy to the other every time. Just choose one strategy that works, backtest it a lot, and follow it religiously. Though even if you have losing streaks, because you have backtested it and you know the win rate that you have, just make sure that you follow that specific strategy. And when it works and when you add, make sure that you add strategy to your playbook. Yes, just follow
All
one
right. But
strategy.
I want to play devil's advocate here, because don't you think that in order for you to figure out what works for you, you need to experience different strategies? Because how are you
Yes,
supposed to find out whether you're a scalper, day trader, intraday trader, swing trader, perhaps, if you don't
true,
actually explore? So what are
true,
your thoughts
true.
on that?
I never thought of it like that
Mhm.
actually, because I believe we've all gotten here because we tested different strategies um, to get where we are. So maybe what I can advise is, if you just find a mentor, if that mentor you see the strategy works, follow it all through. And another advice: once you start trading, don't give up. It will not be easy. I
Yeah.
think most people have that mentality that when you come to trading, it's easy, it's going to be all right, that when you start today, you're going to make bank tomorrow. There will be times that you'll fail. You will cry by yourself. Don't give up. Don't give up.
There's definitely a lot of crying involved when it comes to trading, but nobody is ready
Yes.
for that conversation, that's for sure. All right, now I have a few questions coming through. One of the first ones, of course, is your risk to reward ratio. What kind of risk to reward ratio do you apply in the markets?
Amazing. The minimum I go for is a 1:3. So that's like my default
Okay.
risk to reward. My risk to reward is 1:3 going up. So whenever I enter a trade, I do put an alert for 1:3.
Mm-hmm.
Then when the alert goes off on TradingView, I
Mm-hmm.
check the trade. Does this have the potential to continue going up? And then I do my risk management from there.
Okay.
So I don't do break evens, because most of the time the market is choppy. It can go up, then come to a break even, and you end up losing a lot of trades for nothing. So I just do stop loss TP. So my TP is normally at 1:3, or if I see the trade has potential, I'll put an alert, then put my TP to 1:5. So
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
so 1:3 going up. Yeah.
Solid. All right. The next question is, a quite interesting one. When did you decide to quit your full-time job and go all in with trading?
Oof. Yeah. I kind of did it in a rebellious way. I the moment I just finished my internship, because I had seen results of other people,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, let me dedicate a few years of my life to fully doing this.
Okay.
So I didn't go straight into the job market. All I did is I made sure that I did not move out from home. I stayed with my parents, and then dedicated the whole time learning and trading till I got somewhere. I was like, yeah, I am too deep into this. I can't get out. And so technically you can say I didn't have a formal job per se. It was only after the internship I went all through into trading and now doing a bit of freelance. What really kept me having money was the freelancing part, where I
Okay.
was doing graphic design and a bit of video editing.
Okay. Okay. Thank
Yes.
you so much for answering that. All right. The next question is, what time frame do you enter into the market? So we talked about risk reward ratio, but do you trade on 1 minute now, 5 minute? Like, what's your entry time frame?
Okay, my entry time frame is normally from 5 minutes to 1 minute, but
Okay.
my analysis I make it from the daily and the 4 hour. So that's my long-term bias. So I usually have a bias every time I enter the market. Then I do find my snipers now 3 minute and 1 minute. And sometimes occasionally I do enter on the 15 minute. But I'm more of a intraday to minus swing trader if the trend is really supportive.
Okay. Okay. Wonderful.
Yeah.
The next question is, what assets do you trade? Is it only gold or is it anything else?
Primarily, it's gold. Actually, I came to find a lot of success when I switched to one pair only, and
Okay.
I dialed it in and managed to look at the asset. Like for example, it's gold. Yeah, I remember I studied gold for a while, and when I studied it, I only trade gold now. But just recently, this is when I have added NAS and EU also to the watch list. So right now, I'm still backtesting those other assets like three,
Yeah.
but primarily I trade gold.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's really nice. And I do agree, actually. Once I reduced my assets and just like, there was a time I only traded Euro USD completely, always, every day, every session. And it really helps because you really learn about the behavior of that pair, of the patterns, how it moves, when the volume kicks in, etc. So I do think, it's wise to do that. At the same time, you
Yes.
should broaden your horizons. So it just really depends. But I am a strong believer that every single pair does move differently. So you should actually spend
Yes.
time on learning, what it does. Right. I'm going to
Yes.
take last question, guys. So please type it in before we wrap up. And I have a few coming through. So let me just pick the absolute best one. And it's something to do actually to do with psychology. So the question is, what is the biggest mindset shift that helped you stay consistent and respect risk once you got funded?
Wow. The mind. Sorry, can you repeat the question, please?
So the question is, what is the mindset shift that you have experienced to help you stay consistent once you received a funded account?
Wow. For me, it's looking at the bigger picture.
Okay.
I am big on having the bigger picture on where you want to go. Because if you don't have that bigger picture, you'll just be wandering around, wandering around, wandering around. Having the bigger picture is what will give you direction. So have the bigger picture. I do encourage a lot of people to have things like vision boards. Have vision boards. Okay, this is where I want to be before the year ends. And when you have that clear picture, just write a plan. And when you write the plan, that's what will really help you or give you checks and balances to show that you're actually working towards the goal. So for me, the bigger picture is really the mind that really changed my mind into also not settling for less.
Yeah,
Because if I got the $8,000 reward, I would have been reluctant and said, "Yeah, I finally made it. I think I don't need to buy more accounts. I don't need to do this. I don't need to do this." But when you have the bigger picture, the $8,000, it does not look big anymore.
that's true.
You actually now have something that you're working towards. So for me, it's always having the bigger picture that really
All right.
helps with my mindset and psychology.
That's great. Now, Samuel, last few words to the traders before we wrap up.
Sure, sure. play the long game. Make sure that you put God first. Remember why you started. Don't forget your family. Don't forget your friends. Make sure that they are part of the reason why you're working hard. Don't let it be all for yourself, because trading as is sometimes can be quote unquote selfish. Don't let it be selfish. Have a bigger goal other than yourself. If you want to help people, if you want to have an impact in the world, make sure that there's something that you're working towards that's bigger than you. So yeah, it's what will keep you going through. Yeah.
That's a very beautiful message, Samuel. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you, learning about your journey. We all at Funding Pips are very proud of traders like you and your progress. We are definitely cheering for you and your next milestones. I'm waiting for that in-person interview in our offices.
Thank you so
Perhaps
much.
Khaled himself is going to interview you too, so that would
Thank
be really
you.
nice. And guys, I want to remind you, to those who are watching right now or maybe rewatching later, you can enter the giveaway of 250K challenge accounts. All you have to do is subscribe, like, and comment under this video and tell us what have you learned from Samuel today and how you're going to apply those lessons in your trading journey. We are going to announce the winners in the next success story blog. Samuel, again, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure,
Thank you so
and
much.
hopefully speak soon sometime this year.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure also. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care. Okay, bye-bye.
Where success meets psychology. In Paulina's way,
Done.
strengthen your mindset every week. Success story every Wednesday. Traders who broke through their limits. Psychology session every Friday. Join now. Hit the bell.